Rachel, and I'm with Shelby Cars and Coffee. And today I'm with Guillermo Camarena, also known as G, and he is going to tell us about his 1967 Ford GT500. So tell us a little bit about how you acquired this vehicle.
Yeah, I was looking online for several years, and I figured I'll start checking classifieds, Craigslist, and I finally decided, you know what, it's going to be point to buy. This was about 4.5 years ago, and I found it on eBay, and I was real skeptical about eBay because I never really bought anything on eBay, and it was a pretty good purchase. It was listed at 30, no, it was actually an auction, but it was, I think the bids were around 35,000 at the time. I ended up going all the way up to about 41. I drove to Arizona, found the guy, said I'm going to drive over there and meet you. Went over there, we handled the deal, and I bought it for about 41,000 at the time. So it is a Tribute also for Shelby, so, and it's been fun. It's been a fun project car, but most of it's been done the way it is. And I just been doing all the fun stuff, adding the stereo, you know, the disc brakes, all the fun stuff with it. Yeah.
Why this particular model? What inspired you for this particular model?
I think like many, it also comes from movies and different things. So originally I was interested in a fastback, and I've always had a convertible even since high school. I had a Toyota Celica GT as a little convertible in high school, and I've always loved convertibles. So when I was looking online, I found a couple fastbacks, and I found the convertible, and I was kind of torn between the two. And then I found a company that will actually build a hardtop that you can put on top of the convertible and make it a fastback. So I thought, well, I can probably get best of both worlds, right? So that's why I ended up going with the convertible, and then I've been enjoying it since, so I drive it a lot, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the stats on this car, like the transmission, and go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a 5-speed. It was already put in there when I bought it. It's got a 302 in there. It was originally 289, and they, juiced it up to 302. I took the top end off with my brother. We rebuilt the top end on it, redid the valves on it, and I haven't dynoed it, so I don't know what it's pulling yet. But it's a fun car. It's got AC in it, front disc brakes, rear drum. I'm trying to upgrade that later, and it's got an electric seat in the driver's seat. It's got a lot of fun stuff in there. So. Yeah.
What about the interior? Did you do any modifications, or what was done to the interior?
Not really. It was bought like that. It has leather seats in there, and mostly just the stereo electronics. I took everything out, and then I put Dynomat kind of material all over it so I can quiet it and make it a little bit more stable. It's a little heavier, and then put everything back together. It was quite a bit of a project.
What about the wheels? Are the wheels original, or are they something that you've had to kind of acquire?
I bought them like that, but they are aftermarket wheels, so they had the tires on them and the rims on them, so I like those.
Any other modifications that you've done?
I upgraded the alternator to handle all the electronics. I put 2 amps in there, one to amp the main speakers, because when we're in the convertible top on the freeway, it's hard to hear. So we got that nice and loud, and then I got another amp for the subwoofer in the back, and put some lighting in there. So at night it's got these nice lights in there, so cruising down the strip. It's a lot of fun.
Classic, and then also a little bit modern too, and just fun.
Kind of a restow mod, so yeah.
Is that your favorite part about it, or what's your favorite part about the vehicle?
Yeah, it is actually. My favorite part about it is obviously it's driving it and enjoying it, but I enjoy the relationship I have with it and understanding what it does, what it needs, the attention, and adding things. One thing about owning a classic is that there's an immediate gratification. As soon as you put something new in it, it's like you get to experience it right away and see how it handles. Either you're going to enjoy it or it needs an adjustment. So it's nice. It's a nice feeling instead of the long term, working and then seeing a result, right? So I also didn't want to buy a project car that was going to sit for 6-7 years and use up that time not enjoying it. So I went ahead and just bit the bullet and just paid for it and went for it, So there are financing options for people that are looking for, classics and things like that too. So I figured, I'm in finance, I do real estate, so I'm always thinking of numbers. And one thing I was considering was how fast the cars are increasing in value, versus if you were to go get it financed at a certain interest rate, and you'll offset the interest rate. So if it's going up 10% every year, but you're paying 7% on the loan on it, and then you can pay it off sooner if you wanted to. So it's paid off, we got it taken care of and all that, but that was one way I did it. I just said, I'm just gonna go for it, and I don't regret it. So
any future plans for the vehicle?
Not yet. You know, I went through the phase of considering selling it. I think everybody goes through that,
Yeah.
and maybe doing something else. I had mentioned I was in Fiji, so I thought about some projects out there. Everyone tells me don't sell it. I know inside me I'm like, don't sell it either.
Yeah.
I'd regret it. But I think what I'd like to do is buy another one, something else, maybe a fastback or something else. But I don't.
Well, it's a great car and
Yeah,
obviously attracts a lot of attention.
It's a lot of fun.
So I'd love to take a closer look at it and maybe go for a ride if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Again, so you said that you did a modification in terms of the thermostat and
Yeah. So the thermostat I took out because I wanted to make sure I had didn't have any heating issues, and I was talking to other Mustang enthusiasts, and they were saying that they were having some heating issues. So people have that mixed feeling of, do I keep it in or take it out? Because when you have it in, supposedly it's supposed to keep more water in the radiator, and then it keeps the engine cooler longer. But I took mine out, and I haven't really had any issues with it. So sorry about all the noise.
And then what about, because we have the signature here, do you know anything in the background about this?
This was just actually, I think this is just stickered on there. So it was a Tribute. The guy I bought it from had pretty much all this already on it. You get mixed emotions because you want to be original. You always want the original, right? But I enjoy it because I'm not worried about scratches, nicks, the imperfections. I drive it a lot. If something spills, I can clean it up. You know, if it was all original, it'd be a little bit different, right? So,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a goal to actually get an original. I think Shelby had one original 67. It was a prototype, and supposedly they lost it for years, and then they found it again. I think I read an article maybe a year ago or two that they found it again, and then it's probably worth maybe 1.5 million or something like that. Yeah. And I think they made a couple 68s. If we go into Shelby, I think they have a couple of them. They have one black one that's very similar to this one. Or this one's very similar to that one, sorry. Yeah.
What's something really fun about this car?
I think everything. The tension's great. I feel like attention. I love the smiles I get. Like, we can just be cruising, people just start waving, especially down the strip. People just start pulling out their cameras, and it's fun. It's almost like you get to feel kind of almost like a celebrity in a way with that kind of attention. Not obviously not that much, but it's not you. So you don't get all the attention when you're walking around. It's the car, you know. So it's nice to feel part of it. I like attention, but it's not something I don't know about being famous. You know, I don't know about all that. So. But,
Do you have any future plans for this car?
Just continue to fix it. Maybe put electronic EFI system, which is it's carbureted now. I thought about it because tuning it often, and like if we keep riding, we'll start getting some exhaust smells and things like that. I drive it a lot, almost like a daily. So it would be nice to put an electronic, maybe an EFI system, which is electronic fuel injection. They make them for carburetors now, and that's probably one of my goals. And then change the seats. I want to get the bucket seats because for long distance, these are great, but they're kind of, you know, if you get hit in the back, you're kind of toast. I mean, yes, you are in these cars anyways, but it'd be nice to have a headrest and a little bit more comfortable. This seat particularly, because it's electronic, sits a little weird. It's not the original seat, so I'm kind of crouched, and I like to be sitting straight. It's not good for the back. So I definitely want to fix those things.
Do you share a passion with cars with anyone in your family or friends?
Yeah, I have friends and family that love the cars. I actually met a couple here that have a Ford GT, and I helped them actually buy a house for their cars and everything, so it worked out beautiful. So in a sense, the car kind of paid for itself. I wouldn't have met them if I didn't have the car. After I got the commissions, it paid for pretty much the car almost.